Welcome to the EVWEB training module M3b, Introduction to EVWEB. The target audience for this training module are users of EVWEB, including national competent authorities, marketing authorization holders, sponsors of clinical trials, research institutions, and academia. Following the completion of this training module, you should be able to understand the EVWEB application technical requirements, how to log in and log out of EVWEB, and navigate the sections of EVWEB. The application requirements for EVWEB are to use the latest internet browsers, i.e. 11 and above. Firefox and Chrome are also supported. The EVMPD, however, still requires Internet Explorer 11 and below, and Firefox and Chrome are not supported. Access to the EVWEB system is provided through the EMA's corporate website. The location can be found under Human Regulatory Pharmacovigilance and then under the section EVWEB. From the main area of the EVWEB web page under the EMA corporate website, you'll find the login sections available on the right hand side of the screen. The new EVWEB application will be accessible from mid-2017, and to view the new application you can access XComp, also known as the test environment. After logging in, you will see an updated EV services section within the EVWEB restricted area. From here you'll be able to access the Article 57 EVMPD and the various export functionalities supporting EVMPD, as well as the new look EVWEB interface. The EVMPD interface does not change through this update to the EVWEB interface. The main change will be that the ISSR sections will have been removed from the older interface. When accessing EVWEB, a new login screen will be presented to the user. Please note the URL shown in the image on the screen will not be the final one that's used in the production system. If you're using a computer with a smaller screen, or you have the browser in a more minimized form, then you may be presented with the following screen and may have to click on the highlighted section to be able to see the login screen. The login will then appear on the left hand side of the screen rather than the right, as shown earlier. On selecting the login, you'll be presented with the login information where you enter your username and password. When logging in, depending on your organization type and your user permissions, you will have a different set of options available on screen. This represents on screen the marketing authorization holder's view for a typical user that has all the permissions. This screen represents what will be seen by a National Competent Authority user and has some slightly different options available to them as seen from the marketing authorization holder view. To view your logged in user details and to log out of the application, you'll need to click on the icon highlighted on the screen. The following icon displayed on screen is for the workspace. Further details on the usage of the workspace is given in subsequent training modules. For this part of the training module, I'm going to demonstrate using the application. So I'm going to log in as a marketing authorization holder. Once logged in, you'll have access to the different sections of EVWEB. On the right hand side, you have the functionality to log out as a user, and it also displays what organization and what user account you are logged in as. If you don't see the options available for the sections of EVWEB, you may need to click on this icon as shown. The Create and Send ISSR section, like the old application, is the area where you are able to create and send ISSRs to different stakeholders. A further training module will be made available on how to fill in an ISSR. To go back to the menu of sections of the User Vigilance tool, again you may have to click on this icon to be able to display them. After selecting the Web Traders section, the inbox will be displayed. To switch to the outbox, there is an icon that you can select. And likewise, you can use the same icon to switch back to the inbox. In order to refresh the page, there is an icon here that will update the screen to the latest received information. And to open or to access one of the received messages, just select it from the list, and you have the option to open it directly within this section of the application or add it to the workspace. So if I select a file to open, in this case an acknowledgement, you're able to browse it within the tree view and read the information about what's contained in the acknowledgement. You also have the functionality to be able to export and to view the different sections of the information from the tree view. So to export, select XML, and once it's been created, the XML file has been created, you can download it, and within the application or your Internet Explorer or Chrome, you can open the file directly. After downloading and saving locally the file, you also have the option of going back to the WebTrader inbox through. From the outbox, there are some ISSRs which we can also open. By opening them, you can also browse through the sections of the ISSR and display them in a non-editable format. By selecting the specific ISSR, you have the option of following up that ISSR, which will copy the information through into the Create and Send ISSR section. Alternatively, you can add ISSRs to the Workspace section. You'll notice messages will pop up to say that that specific ISSR has been added to the workspace. Then you can navigate to the Workspace section where those ISSRs have been added. Again, you have the ability to follow up and edit the ISSRs that have been loaded into the workspace. So by adding, again, you can add additional ISSRs to the Create and Send ISSR section. There is also the option of creating specific search criteria so that you can limit the number of results returned on the screen. So select a criteria, in this case a date, fill in the date and apply the criteria, and then the number of results shown on the screen will reflect the search criteria added. In order to perform more complicated queries, you need to enter into the ISSR section. This section searches against the User Vigilance database and will enable you access to ISSRs submitted by other organizations. To add a criteria, select it from the list and enter the information needed by the filter. To run the query, press the magnifying glass icon. The results will be returned below, and again the same options to view, follow up and access the reports are displayed. You can also export the results or the ISSRs that have been returned by the query as ISSR format, XML, RTF and HTML predefined reports. You can further refine your search results by adding additional criteria. If you wish to remove the additional criteria, press the X. If you want to reset the entire query, then use the Reset and Start Over button to clear everything. The EVWEB post function is also available from within the application. This enables organizations that are able to create E2BR2 or E2BR3 files to select an XML file from their local system and import it into the application where it will be sent to the intended recipient. To use the post function, select the file you wish to send from your local system and open the file. The system will then perform a validation of the file and provide you an output telling you whether the message was sent or if there was issues with the file. I'm going to select a file that will have issues, and a warning message is provided saying that the receiver intended for this message isn't supported in the system. If you want to see the message that has been posted, we can move to the Web Trader section into the outbox and refresh. And the message that we've posted should appear on screen. The measure section enables users to search measure. To add a criteria to search for, again the same approach of adding a filtering criteria is used. In this case it's a matching query, so the beginning of the word that is being looked for can be entered. You will also need to select at which level of the measure hierarchy you want to search at, and also which version of measure you wish to search. Again, press the magnifying icon to perform the search. The results of the query will be returned in the area below. Once you've found the term of interest, you can select it and open it, and then the screen opens up to allow you to navigate through the hierarchy. So you can navigate down to the lowest level terms and also up through the hierarchy to the HLT, HLGT and up to the SOC. To clear the query, press the Reset button. The final section of this application is the bulk export. This section will be renamed ISSR export when the system is available to external parties, and there's a separate training module on how to perform queries within this section. National competent authorities have an additional section where they can specify their rerouting rules for ISSRs and for SUSARs. In this training module, we have looked at the EVWEB application technical requirements to be able to use the tool, how to log in and log out of EVWEB, how to navigate through the sections of EVWEB, and some of the basic functions of the application. We hope you have found this training module useful, and we have a feedback form that's available if you wish to provide feedback on this specific training course. Thank you for your attention.